It's time to welcome back Rob Lees from Mortgage Choice Blue Mountains and Penrith for our weekly finance segment. And today, Rob, we're going to be talking about a very timely topic.
Yes.
How to manage your Christmas spending if you haven't already spent it all.
Yes, for those who are very well organised, they've probably already done all this, but this is probably for the guys who leave it to the last minute.
Okay, so Rob, you've got a 10-point plan for managing your Christmas spending. Can we look at the first three of these? And they are having a separate Christmas and holiday savings account, point 1. Point 2, avoiding using your credit card, yes. And 3, DIY gifts. Can you just tell us about those first three, please, Rob?
Yeah, these 10 are an article I've got on my blog, and I thought I'd just talk through them this morning. Yeah, I guess the first one may be a bit late for some people because they may have already spent, but you might start planning for 2015. So if you have overspent this Christmas, you might like to think about opening an account for next Christmas. And it's really important. I mean, a lot of the time we talk about having a budget. It's so easy for expenses to blow out. So if you spend $1,000 a year on Christmas, well, try and have a target to put $1,000 away. That only means putting away $20 a week. If it's $2,000, $40 a week. But try saving for it. So if we talk about Christmas and holidays, and that way you've got money to spend when Christmas comes around. The second one is to avoid using credit card. Again, we've talked about this before. Credit card debt is so destructive. I'll have a lot of inquiries in January from clients who've maxed out their credit card and will want to consolidate some debt. Now, that's great for my business, but it's not real good for you. Credit card debt really can be very, very destructive. So it's important to use your money to pay for gifts and to pay for holidays, like having that savings account is very important. If you can't pay for it now, you can always lay by it and pay for it a bit at a time, but it's better not to max the credit cards out. The third one there is do-it-yourself gifts, and I actually grabbed a photo from my office on the way out, and I left it in the car when I raced in here. But it's a photo frame with my first granddaughter. I actually have 5 grandchildren, and it's just on it's handmade.
And for those of you who don't know, Rob, he doesn't look any older than 16, you know.
Yeah, we started very young. I think I was 10 when we had our first kids or something like that anyway. But it's just a little photo frame, and it has "I love you, Pa," and I'm there holding my little granddaughter Isabella just after she was born. She's now 5 years of age. And you know what? That was probably one of the best gifts I've ever had. And hint, hint to the rest of the family, I need photo frames like that for the other grandchildren. So you know, some of the best gifts are ones that you do yourself. You don't need to spend big dollars, and you can save a lot. And as I say, that was so meaningful for me.
Somebody once said, it's the thought that counts.
It is the thought that counts.
And that's where DIY gifts come in, isn't it?
That's exactly right. And there's so many things you can make. You know, chocolates. You can you can make decorations. All sorts of things you can do.
Just getting back to the credit card thing for a second before we move on to our next 3 points, Rob. What about now? The way to use credit cards basically is to spend the money on the credit card and make sure that the entire card is paid off, so you get your 55 days interest free.
That's exactly right.
So what about if you've got that savings account that you were talking about, and yet you spend the money on your card for your Christmas gifts, and then you're going to get your 55 days interest free, and then you take the money out of your savings account and pay off the credit card? Would that be a strategy,
sounds like a fantastic plan, man.
Oh, okay, there you go.
That's exactly what I do. So, credit cards are fantastic. I use a credit card all the time. It's very convenient, but I wipe it out at the end of the month. As soon as you start carrying balances forward, that's when you can get into a lot of trouble.
Exactly, and the banks don't like you using them properly, though, do they?
Well, no, that's right. The banks make a lot of money if you build up debt. That's why they're always throwing credit limits at you and trying to increase it.
That's right. I've got enough credit on my card to buy the Empire State Building at the moment. All right, let's move on to the next 3 points then, and they are Secret Santa gift giving, having a spending limit is number 2, and making a list and checking it twice.
Yeah, well, I think Secret Santa is a great way to save on not only shopping, which you know what that is, Secret Santa.
No.
I don't, but I saw a video on Facebook this morning actually about a multimillionaire somewhere in the States who gave $100,000 to the local police precinct.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
And instructed the officers to go out there and pull people over who looked like they could do with a little bit of something. Their car was maybe not up to scratch or whatever, and give them $100. And what a brilliant idea to not only to get the police to look like the good guys and get them engaging a bit better with the community, but also helping people out who need it.
I saw that on the news, and the looks on people's faces. It's
classic, wasn't it?
Oh, fantastic! Yeah, and I guess that's what giving's about too. And it's just, I love seeing the joy. I love giving. I don't enjoy shopping. My wife does most of that, thankfully, but I enjoy the giving, not the shopping. And I guess that's where this Secret Santa idea can work for families. It cuts down the shopping, but it, you know how you get together often on Christmas Day with all the relatives and everyone. There's all these little gifts, things that might only be worth a few dollars that really aren't very useful. And you've got no idea what to buy nephews and nieces and all that kind of thing. The Secret Santa is all the names of the family go into a hat, and a name is drawn out of the hat. So let's say we were getting involved in this. I draw out a name, happens to be Vent. I buy the present for Vent. And, and that's all I have to buy for. I don't have to buy for anyone else in the family.
Okay,
I would just buy for Vent. And rather than $5, $10, which doesn't give you too many options, you might spend $50 on one person.
I'm looking forward to my gift.
Rather than keep dreaming. Rather than buying 20 gifts, all at about $5 or $10. So it actually works quite well. We do that with our extended family, and it kind of cuts down on the shopping as well, and the time you have to spend down at Penrith Plaza.
Oh yeah, the less time you can spend there, the better.
That's right. And the next one was having a spending limit, and we've probably talked about that too. And it's so important with these things just to put a limit on how much you're going to spend on particular gifts and on decorations, and even on the Christmas dinner. Because make a list, and that's our next one. Make a list. Check it twice. Write it down, and lists are very, very good when it comes to shopping. And particularly when you know what you're looking for, it means that you can be more focused as you go out. And I prefer to shop that way. I can't stand walking around the shops and thinking, oh, look, this is nice, that's nice. I like to know what I'm buying, and I like to have an idea of what it's going to cost and just get in and get out. And I think that works well.
Well, practical dose of medicine from Rob there. So let's play a little bit more music. Here's Bob Marley and the Wailers with Satisfy My Soul. That was Bob Marley and the Wailers with Satisfy My Soul. And we're back with Rob Lees talking about managing your Christmas spending. Let's look at the final 4 points on Rob's 10-point plan. And they are doing your research and comparing, buying local, not getting trapped by marketing ploys, or nasty little marketing ploys, and sharing the load, splitting the costs. Rob, can you talk to us about those 4 points?
Sure, yeah. And we were just talking then during the music about it isn't just gifts. There's things like quality time that you can spend and those sorts of things. So it's not just buying the gift, as we were saying, and there's different ways that we can show that we love our friends and family. But if we are shopping, research is important. And often a lot of big retailers in particular will price match. So if you go in and you know what your best price is elsewhere and you show that, you might find that you get a good bargain. So knowing what you should buy is very, very important before you actually hit the shops. I've got here too, buying local, and I guess I just like buying local. I think I really like supporting local businesses just because it's good to support local businesses. But I think also you can save a little bit by shopping local, particularly if you're living here, rather than the cost of going down into the big shopping centres and driving back again. And there can be a lot more temptation in those areas as well, and you end up spending a lot more because you've got to spend it on lunch and all the other things as well, and all the other tempting things that are in your face. Don't get trapped by marketing ploys. Look, every time you go shopping, and particularly this time of the year, everything's on sale, supposedly, and there's 2-for-1 offers and all that kind of thing. And we just need to be wary of that, and again, just come back to the list and sticking closely to the list. so that you don't blow your budget. And the last one, we've probably touched on a little bit, but it's share the load, split the cost. You can save money by going in with someone else when you're buying a gift rather than buying it on your own. If we were buying a gift for Diane, Vent and I could split the cost. And
the operative word being if.
That's exactly
That would be a
right.
nice expensive bottle of perfume, guys.
Yeah, hint, hint. So there's just a few practical things. It's an expensive time, but it's a wonderful time, isn't it, this time of year? And I think, as we were saying earlier, we just want to get together with our loved ones and enjoy their company and just appreciate those who are close to us.
Yeah, a time for sharing and a time for family and loved ones.
That's right.
Rob, what are your plans for Christmas?
Well, we'll have the family over on Christmas Day. We've got a few different events with family, and we've got a few holidays planned, which is good. We've got one holiday planned with all the family and all the grandkids, and we've got another little one to have a holiday from that, because we're going to need to get over it, just with my wife and myself. So we're looking forward to all of those.
See, there he is,
for
Rob
different
Lees,
reasons.
always planning ahead.
That's right.
Most sensible indeed. A holiday to get over the holiday. Who doesn't need that?
Exactly.
Well, I too am looking forward to the break and spending some time with family and having some time off, a bit of time out. That's what
We
I'm
need to
most
slow down, don't we? That's
most
what I'm
look
looking
forward to at the end of the year. Yeah, absolutely. All right. Well, Rob, thank you very much for joining us again on the show, and we look forward to seeing you again next week. That's Rob Lees from Mortgage Choice Blue Mountains and Penrith, and you can contact them on 4739 9749 or visit their office at 3/13 Hope Street in Blaxland.